All right. This is volume 4, 2025 crash repairs. High voltage number 11. So last session we kind of left off, and if you can see, that's the glass bubbles with the resin. And like I said, I put overside, and the fiberglass has dried up really well inside. So pretty happy with it. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on sanding this out, grinding out the nose ring. Um, really basic stuff. Uh, so I'm gonna start off with some 220. Where's my scissor? So I'll start out with a block and some 220. I got this bigger block and I got a smaller block too. Um, and I just want to knock down the high spots. I don't want to get into the clear with the 220. They just leave scratches that you got to get out. So I'm going to use this to kind of just knock it down, shape it to what I want. Um, I have some smaller blocks here, and again, I'll use 220 on it. Maybe sticky back paper. I use Dora Gold. That seems to be pretty good quality. It seems to last long and not wear out. And it's pretty easy to get through Amazon, so it's readily available. I'll say within a day. All right. So and even in here, we'll chop to do some of it up by hand, but really, all I'm doing is just working down the side spots. You see the stuff powers right off. I'll look this in a little closer. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this repair. Um, I'm not really enjoying it, but necessary. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a really good product when it's all done. And really just going to keep the standing in until it's full. What you can do is if you're worried about getting into it, you can put some tape down and sand into the tape. But you remember this is round, so you gotta go around here. And the other thing I'll do is I'll show you how I true up the splinter fit. This stuff sands pretty easy. And all you're trying to do is keep the angle of the nose here. And that's all I'm trying to do. And this part here, I'll do that. I'll probably do that with a sanding drum because it's round already. But you have to be really careful when you do it. Somebody asked me how much weight I think it's going to add. I don't think this repair will add more than a quarter of an ounce. If I do it right, it'll be even less. If I take some more of the paint off, so it'll be pretty close. And even all this, it's interesting. There's one pump on West Resin, and one pump and one pump in a cup is about 3/4 of an ounce. So all that stuff in the cup is about 3/4 of an ounce, and I threw out more than 3/4 of the cup. So about a quarter ounce, maybe even less. And again, it's up in the nose. Quarter ounce extra in the nose is not really going to be the end of the earth. I can move the battery back a little bit if I have to. You can start to see it become translucent. What I see is I got a low spot in here, and you're not really going to be able to see it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill some of the dust in there. What I'll do is take some thin CA. And I'll just drip some thin CA into that to fill it. I can get it to clog tip. Oh, there we go. I did the clog. $220. Yeah, you can use 120 if you wanted to. It will knock it down even faster. I'm just trying to sneak up on this. I just don't want to put any extra scratches in that I got to get out later. And you see right there, it's just about all sanded out. I got to just blend this edge in here. Okay. And this is where your fingers come into play. You can feel the difference. What's interesting is you can actually smell the clear when you stand into it. This paint job's only less than a month old. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's all sanded in now. This is all blended in right here. I got to do some work up here, which I'll work on. Um, but that was 220. You see how quickly it sanded off? We'll go work on the top now. No, I'll get it all sanded down 220, and then I'll finish blending it with 320. Um, and this one on top, I'll use the bigger one, bigger block. Squaring off that a little bit. And I put more on than I really needed. But I really did that so I wouldn't have to go back and fill back in later. Try to cheat the system a little. And again, everything I'm sanding is in a motion, right? It's round here. It's got two angles on it, so I'm always constant. This is a flat, so I'm constantly working the angle I want. Because if I just sand it flat like this, I would have a flat spot here, touch here, and then I'd have to work the edges in. So if this is a little thicker on top, I'm gonna go to 120, but again, I'm gonna be really careful not to get into the clear. 120 scratches will be hard to get out. I'm trying to minimize the actual paint repair. Really just this area right here. But you can hear the difference in the paper. That side sanded in. Again, what you're doing is just really starting to feather it all in. Like that, there's getting closer. See, right now I can barely seal it. That's good. You can see, starting to see sand marks on the clear, right? And you can see the shiny spots. So that means I got a high spot there. This side's almost blended in. Got a bunch more work to do here. All right, that side is blended in. I got to work this side now to blend it in. I got that big block there. All right. Go back to 220 here. I see about 15 minutes worth of sanding so far, and it's pretty much almost knocked down. Um, I'm going to use a Dremel on the inside of the ring when I clean it up. So after the 220, I'll hit this all with 320 and just make sure I blend it all in really well. Like it's not fully blended in yet, but it's close here. All right, that top's pretty well blended in. I just got to work on that spot there. I don't know how well. See, see it. I can see it's all blended in. That's where there was a piece missing. There was a piece missing here, so it's all starting to blend in. And see, it becomes translucent when it's a thinner cast. Like I said, all I got left to do is this little side right here, and then we'll work the inside. I'll show you how I do that. And I'll show you how I do the spinner fit. This was chewed up a little, so I'm going to work this in so it's got a good fit up. So I'll block with some 20. Not bad. So put the rods in. And what I'm going to do, right. So I just got it down flat so I can kind of work this spot in. Got some more P20 sticky back paper here. All right. All right, so I'm going to sand some of this off camera, and I'll come back to show how I do the spinner fit up. All right, so I sanded the rest of it off camera, so it's all blended in. You can't really feel much. A couple spots I got to just work on with some 320, which I'll do. Now I'm going to grind the inside of the ring here. I put a whole bunch in here to really, and I'm going to just cut on a little bit of angle and smooth it out. And then the last piece will be the spinner film. Okay. I got a little more work to do in there. Want to work this piece in the wall. So now we're going to do the spinner fit up, and how am I going to do that? So I'm going to put a motor in it, and I'm going to actually use the spinner. What I'll do is I'll cut a piece of plywood around here, which I may even have one when I did the original one. And if I didn't save it, not a big deal, I'll make another one. In fact, that may even work. All right, so I got a piece of 1/8 ply. That's definitely big enough. What I'll do is I'll drill a hole so it accepts this in here. And I'll put the motor in, and I'll put the 1/8 plywood here, and I will spin this thing until it sands itself in, until I get the desired fit I want. All right, so first things first. I like to drill a 5/8 hole. All right, so I'll drill a hole in it. So I'm going to put a 5/8 hole in it. Okay. So all I do is put a hole in, a 5/8 hole in it, and what I do is I'm going to put some sticky back paper on here now. and I'll use 220. So I got a piece of sticky back paper on tool. So I'll do is cut the paper out in the hole here. Now what I'll do is I'll get a motor and stick one in. You know what? I'll stick the ring on. It'll come right back. I think I showed this on the build here when I did the original nose ring. I may have, I don't remember. So the motor's now in place. I just want to see the spinner fit up here. Okay, definitely got some room to cut into it, which is fine. I'll use the broken prop here. Perfect. Give me one blade to turn on. You know, I'll just snug it by hand because I want to be able to move the arbor. And I want to make this tight to begin with. What you're using is your center black backplate, which is going to be true up against it anyway. And all we do is you know, see if we can push it a little tighter. Now, let's see how it looks then. We have to do some sanding in of it a little bit. It looks like on the sides. Okay. I want to sand it a little more. Let's see your nose ring. See the pattern it cuts right out on it. So it's just a good little trick to be able to get your nose ring set right. There is I will just check this measurement now with a top on it. Yeah. 22 1/4. 22. 22, okay, 22 1/4. All right, so it's got a little more than I want, but that's okay. The offset is all right. Just double check it. 22 1/8. And it should be 22. 22. Okay. 1/8. There we go. All right. So now the thinner fit up is what I want, and we'll just clean it up a little bit. I have a little bit of work to do on the spinner fit up, but the bottom is good. I got to clean up over here a little bit. And what I'm going to do, anywhere I sanded through the paint, But it takes some thick CA here and just run it on here and then just wipe it off, just so I can harden it up. All right, now what I want to do is put some tape around the spinner to protect it. And what I'm going to do is just do the spinner fit up, make sure it's exactly how I want it. This way, if I sand into the spinner, I'll hit the tape first. Yeah. Oh, yes. All right. I'll use the broken prop. So I got one blade in here. I'm gonna just. All right. All right. So I'm happy with the spinner fit up now. Um, nice. It looks even. Doesn't look like it's chewed up. All right. So I'm gonna take the motor back out just because I don't want to get all kinds of dust in it, and I'm gonna finish cleaning up. I gotta finish cleaning up the ring. I'll sand this by hand inside. I'm gonna get the whole nose with 320 now after the sanding scratch marks to mark over here. I'm really just trying to limit now how much paint I'm gonna have to put on. My goal is to kind of paint black up to here and just kind of keep it all within this side. I want to keep the, I don't want to touch the gold at all. So I'll shoot black first. Will be the color I'll shoot. I'm sure I'll shoot black and I'm sure I'll have to sand it all off again. I'm sure it'll be a spot that's not good. It's just fine. But so far, pretty good repair. I said I'll probably have to shoot. I'll shoot a coat of black and then probably sand it out and then shoot another coat of black and fill in. All right. Oh, we get some 320 paper. Yeah, I got 320 and 500. So I'll go with the 320 first. All right. I have some work to do right in here. I can feel it. And again, this is where your fingers and hands will be the biggest thing. Like here, I could feel a low and high spot here. So I'm just working on a spot here. With my block. Blending this in here. Oh my God. You just wipe it clean there. Just work this spot in a little bit more. I'll take some thin CA and just kind of run it along here now. Just kind of seal up the ball side. Just a couple swipes of paper. All right, that feels pretty good. And all I'm doing is just blending it in, feeling it blend it in. It's like a little. Where is the fixie? All right, so I want to seal this wood in. So what I'll do is I'll put a big gob on it. And what I'll do is I'll just rub the fixie in. And what you're doing with the fixie there is you're just sealing up any of the wood. For now. All right, this is 500. And what I'll do is I'll sand down, I will lightly sand the CA with 500. It'll just take the rough edges off a bit. And that's all you really need to just kiss it down, just to get it so it's nice and flush. Okay. All right, so the top is done. See it. So there it is. It's all repaired now. I can pretty much do the same thing on the bottom. Cut it with 320, get it so it's blended in like I really want. So you want to be able to close your eyes and not feel. Like I can feel I can feel the gloss paint, and then I go over there. I can just feel the scratches and the sanding scratches. So I'm pretty happy with that. It looks like I can tape off the black like that. Shoot all this black, tape this off here, shoot this black. Then I'll be able to come in and then put the white checkers on. Um, Actually, it's not that bad of a paint figure. It's really just gonna be shooting the black and the white checkers. I'm able to maintain this. Um, and which is good. And then what I'll do is I'll just shoot that with all the clear on it. May have to pull the tape line back to the black here. It's fine, and just blend in the clear here somewhere. If you want to watch the blend line on the clear, but if I blend it in the white somewhere, you likely can't see it. Remember, white hides a lot of stuff. So, all right, so that's pretty much the repair. Structurally, it's all ready to go again. It's all looks to be back in alignment. Um, I'm hoping to fly it. The weather doesn't look too good this weekend, but if we get a day, I'll get out there and just take a couple of test flights on it. Once I'm happy with the test flights, I'll go into the refinishing, and like I said, I'll show you how I tape it off and do that. But that'll probably be next week. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is tape number 4. And as you see, it's only been a few hours. I mean, I think I got this is less than 4 hours into this repair. All right. So thanks for watching. If you like it, tell your friends, subscribe, like it. Thanks. See ya.